Are you able to hear me? Please switch off the
Yes,
slide.
ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So we begin with constitutional rights for women. Okay. So the Constitution of India guarantees equality of sexes and in fact grants special favors to women. A woman can go to the court if one is subjected to any discrimination. When we talk about constitutional rights of women in India, we mainly refer to those areas where discrimination is done against women and special laws formulated to fight those big bigotries. The most important issues stand as those pertaining to marriage, children, abortion, crimes against women, and inheritance. So here they are telling you about the various fields in which the Constitution has given rights to women that they uh, get a privilege on any discrimination done to them. Clear? Chahe it is on the basis of marriage or on child. As a child, she has certain rights which she can preserve and protect, and if they are hampered, she could go to the court for justice. Clear? So it is the Constitution which provides all in all sufficient rights for women so that they could be standing in equality with the other people in the society. Clear? Now we come on to women's contribution to the economy. Although most women in India work and contribute to the economy of in one form or the other, much of their work is not documented or accounted for the official uh, statistics. Women plow fields and harvest crops, while working in farms, women weave and make handicrafts. While working in household industries, women sell food and gather wood while working in informal sector. So various works are done by women and their work is most of the time not even recognized. Clear? Her work goes unnoticed many a times. Additionally, women are traditionally responsible for daily household chores like example cooking, fetching water, and looking after children. Since Indian culture hinders women's access to jobs in stores, factories, and the public sector, the informal sector is particularly important for women. There are estimates that over 90% of working women are involved in the informal sector. So now they are telling you that there are many stoppages in India. India being a little focused country and has certain limitations which are imposed on women, they are not given the rights to work in certain places. Whereas there are certain places in which now women have started spreading their wings. Clear? And that is mostly the informal sector. Clear? Now, informal sector includes these underlying jobs such as domestic servant, small trader, artisan, or field laborer on a family farm. Most of these jobs are unskilled and low paying and do not provide high benefits to the worker. So informal jobs or informal sectors include the housemaid, the low jobs, the small works like traders, saleswoman, all these kind of jobs. Clear? Now these are very low profile jobs and they are not paying much to the women. Clear? So these kind of jobs basically in India are for women. Clear? More importantly, however, cultural practices vary from religion to religion. Though it is a broad generalization, North India tends to be more patriarchal and feudal than South India. Please underline patriarchal and feudal. Patriarchal means the parent side, the father's side is more dominant. Clear? In the northern India, the father's side is more dominant than the mother's side. Yeah. So it's patriarchal and feudal. Feudal means the hierarchy. The one who's the head is given all the powers. And most of the time in the house, who's the head? The father or the grandfather. Yeah. And then comes the grandmother and so on. The feudal system gives very no position to women in the hierarchy. Okay. So in India, we follow this. Now, women in northern India have more restrictions placed on their behavior. thereby restricting their access to work. Southern India trends to be more egalitarian. Women have alternatively more freedom, and women have a more prominent presence in society. Cultural restrictions, however, are changing the women from and women are free to participate in the formal economy, though the shortage of jobs throughout the country contributes to low female employment. But in the recent years, conditions of working women in India have improved considerably. More and more women find themselves in position of respect and prestige. More and more workplaces are now populated with women who work on equal terms as men. Working is no longer an adjustment or a mere necessity, but a means to self-worth and growth. So now they're telling you about the northern India and southern India. The northern India, the position of women in northern India is more restricted, whereas in southern, they are more liberal and free. Clear? And the women are given a lot of opportunity. Then they are telling you that gradually, as the time is changing, the scenario is such that very soon women go hand in hand with the present term jobs. Even in the corporate field, the women have now broken and have been a part of it. Yeah. So the growth is immense and it's constant. Clear? With the changing times. Women have now not only found their places in workplaces, found their place in workplaces, but are also part of governance. So not only just in the workplace they are working, but they even have the governing authority of those places. Maybe they are bosses looking after high positions. So now the time has changed, and even it is seen in the position of women these days. Clear? In recent years, there have been explicit moves to increase women's political participation. Women have been given representation in the Panchayati Raj system as a sign of political empowerment. These underlying political empowerment, that means now the situation is such that women are given posts and seats even in the governance of a country. Now, Panchayati Raj is a village system. Yeah, in that also women are given seats so that they could have their political governance. That means they should have the political authority to administer and look after a certain area which is under them. Clear? There are many elected women representatives at the village council level, at the center and state levels too. Women are progressively making a difference. There have been women chief ministers in a few states of India. The Women's Representative Reservation Policy Bill is stated to further strengthen political participation. Underline Women's Reservation Bill, Reservation Policy Bill. Now, they are telling you that gradually the position of women has increased and they have been politically representing various states also. Many states have women as their chief ministers. Plus, there are certain seats in the governing body which are reserved for females, okay, for females to join in. So even in the political governance, now there is such a scene that certain seats are reserved for women candidates. Clear? Backbones is straight so that you listen to me and everything goes straight into your head. Women in the informal sector. As I told you, the informal sector is the servants, maids, these saleswomen, all these low profile jobs. Let us see. Working in India's informal sector, the Self-Employed Women's Association underlines SEVA and the meaning, the full form. Self-Employed Women's Association. That means all the women clubbing themselves together who are self-employed. That means they have given themselves the job. They don't have any bosses, like a maid. She is the one who goes to your house and does the work. She is self-employed. Nobody has told her, like, I am not self-employed. I have a boss who tells me that you will go to this class, you will not go to that class. Yeah. But a maid, a housemaid is the boss of her own self. जिस दिन नहीं आना उस दिन उसने छुट्टी मारनी है. Yeah. So that is what it is. Self-employed Women's Association, that means all of them coming together, SEWA, is helping thousands of Indian women meet their business needs. Its domestic success has encouraged it to set up a trade facilitation centers to help women move into exporting. This has boosted exports dramatically and brought greater security and prosperity to India's rural poor. So now, with the coming up of various associations, the trade has become all in all stronger. Now, supposing there are, have you heard about the papad making, matchstick making? So these are small areas where women are self-employed. They all sit together and they all club in their work and they make all these things. Now, once the things are produced in bulk, it could be exported and imported to other places. Yeah, exported to other places. Okay? So all this needs a proper working. And this is, in most of the cases, the rural India is still far behind. The rural means the village. And these people are not very educated. They are not very well equipped. Clear? So these are the few hindrances. Most women who work in the informal sector depend on subsistence agriculture for their livelihood. Now, many women who are working in the informal sector, these housemaids, etc., they are not very rich people. So they are basically dependent upon the agriculture. जो गांव में खेत है उनसे जो धान आ रहा है उससे जो खाना मिल रहा है, they are mostly relying on that, the agriculture. Yeah, for their livelihood, they do work such as weeding, hoeing, and miling. Many women work in businesses that are not regulated by the state. They therefore have to live in harsh conditions. Many a times there are situations where they are doing low jobs. Even the government is not recognizing those works. So they have to work in very low conditions, very poor conditions. Why? Because they need money, and in spite of working for hours, they get very less money. Clear? Like the beedi making factories or the papad making factories. Now here, they don't pay much. They all, these group of women, they sit, since they're not very educated, they're doing these low jobs, making the things in abundance. Abundance means in huge quantity. Yet, they are not being paid so much. Yeah? Some women also take to working from home. They do not earn, but whatever they earn adds to the family resources. In addition, they do household work and look after children throughout the day. Therefore, work like rolling beedies or making lace is done by them in their spare time. They are paid according to the units they produce. So now, as I told you, the beedi making or looking after the children. Have you heard about the latest that nannies are kept in the house to look after the children? And so all these works, there is nobody. The government is not looking after these kind of jobs. So it is these women. जिसने जो rate पे decide कर लिया, जिसने जितना amount देने के लिए हाँ बोला. So these women have to agree to that. Clear? Okay. Little girls are sent as domestic helps to work in the homes of rich people, which needs to be eradicated. Small girls, small children, they are made to go and work in rich people's house, and they are paid also. Now, this kind of child labor should be stopped. I do not like this. Should be stopped, and it should not be encouraged. It should be eradicated. That means it should be stopped. Yeah. Sometimes girls below the age of 15 work in match factories. They work more than 15 hours a day. Women constitute the majority of the world's poor. They are denied equal facilities in the fields of education, health, and employment. Hence, the battle for human rights is essential. This is to help her to rise from the status of a second-rate citizen. They must have access to economic, political, and social resources and take part in decision making. So here they are telling you that women have been the lower strata. They are not given the higher position. They are the second population. They are illiterate most of the time. The education is not imparted to them. They are not given all the facilities. The girls, the children below 15, they are made to work in factories. They are paid very low and they are given 15 hours of work. They are doing more than what is required for a person to do the work. 8 hours is the only limit. After 8 hours, you can't make a person work. But here, girls are made to do for 15 hours and plus. So all this is acting as a hindrance for the growth of the women community. Clear? And we need to bring them to status. Equality is needed the most in present day times. Is this much clear? How much time is left? 10 minutes? Okay. Barriers to business. Some of the barriers that self-employed women encounter include, now, since these women are self-employed, so they face many problems. And many such barriers are like one, laws and customs that discriminate against women. There are so many laws which are against the customs and traditions of the for giving equality to women. Yes, child. Yes, please. Then next, insufficient access to credit. Now they don't have proper supply of money. Nobody is basically giving them money as a donation or as a, okay, okay, you take it, begin your business, and then you can return it to me. Nobody gives it to her. Nobody trusts a woman if she starts up a new thing. Clear? So these are the various barriers. Then third is lack of social benefits like health insurance and passion and pensions. Now, mostly the pensions and health insurance is done to the male member in the house, isn't it? And women are not given these facilities. If they die, no pension is given to the family. If they die, no insurance is paid back to them, to their family members. But all these privileges are given to men. Yeah, so this is again a barrier. The next, lack of affordable childcare. Now, childcare, looking after the children of these women who are working, there is nobody. They have to look after their children also. Plus, if they want to do any job, they have to do that. It's their choice. But there's no affordable. Affordable means they cannot afford. The money is so high. If these poor women want to keep their children somewhere, they have to pay such a big amount that they can't do it. They are earning so less. So how can they keep their children at some other place to be looked after by someone? Okay. Next is inadequate health care. Nobody is bothered about women's health. If a male member is not well, they are taken to the hospital immediately. But if female is not well, most of the time she's given home medicines, home remedies are tried on her. Yeah. So no proper health care is given to her. This is again a barrier. The next, lack of education and training. Most of the women are not given in India even till now the proper education. Male child is given education. Male child is looked after कि हाँ भाई इसे तो job करनी है. But females, the girl child is not given education, thinking यार इसकी तो शादी करनी है. Yeah, so this mentality needs to be changing now. Next is insufficient knowledge about export markets. Now, women most of the time they have little knowledge about the export, where to sell their things, where to get the money from. Okay, how to get a market. Like I'm making this now, where am I going to sell this? They are not aware of this because they are mostly confined to the limits of the homes. Yeah, and it is the male member, poor females, they are making and everything, but it is the male member who's going to the market and selling out things. So whatever profit comes, it's in male person's hands most of the times. Yeah. Now Ella R. Bhatt, please underline her name, the founder of Seva. Okay, self-employed women's association. Okay, Ella R. Bhatt, she's the one, attributes the movement's success to its hands-on practical approach as it involves the in response to needs established while working with the members on a day-to-day basis. So it's Ella R. Bhatt. She's the founder of Seva Association, and she has made sure that these changes are to be brought about. She looks forward for these changes in the women, among the women, for the betterment of women. Yeah, Seva helps women take control of their life, resulting in greater self-confidence and financial independence. Underline self-confidence, financial independence. So with the coming of Seva, with giving them chance to grow properly, these females are working so that the women are given self-confidence and the confidence increases in women. Apart from that, they are financially independent. That means they are not dependent on money matters on anyone else in the family or the male members in the family, but they themselves are the financially efficient members. Yeah. through the creation of a business entity. STFC and SEWA is able to assure employment for marginalized workers and effective concept for reducing poverty reduction worldwide. So now please underline STFC. It's another working association for women, and all these associations, they make the condition of the women more stronger. They are providing the facilities where women are more financially independent. वो आत्मनिर्भर है, उन्हें पैसे रुपए से किसी और पर आश्रित नहीं है. And these organizations, they help women to reach such goal. Okay, we stop here for today. Thank you, class. Bye.